Hello and welcome to the True North Show. I'm your host, Megan North, and I'd like to start by thanking the sponsors of the show, Quantum Awakening, Beth Lewis, and Anne C. Clark. Today, I am joined by Megan Bassili, an embodied CEO, psychic business strategist, and founder of the EDGE Codex, a transformational framework recoding the way leaders build wealth. With a decade of experience, she combines psychic business and wealth readings, energy transmissions, and voice activations that work at the level of the nervous system, cells, and subconscious mind. She channels offers, copy, strategy, and energetic discrepancies, communicating directly with her client's higher self to unlock the income and impact already coded into their field. People shift just by being in her presence. Megan isn't here to teach you strategy. She's here to recode who you are so wealth becomes inevitable. Megan, welcome to the True North Show. I'm really excited to have our conversation today.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so excited as well.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's funny talking to our fellow Megan.
We've got to stick together, don't we?
We do. So imagine if your next level of wealth isn't about more strategy, but about recoding who you are at a soul level. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but stay with us because when we come back, Megan is going to show you how to unlock the income and impact already coded in, how to unlock the income and impact already coded in your field. Welcome back to the True North Show. I'm here with Megan Bassili, an embodied CEO and psychic business strategist who's helping leaders recode the way they build wealth from the inside out. So, Megan, you say that you're not here to teach strategy. You're here to recode who someone is so that wealth becomes inevitable. So can you share what that actually looks like in practice for a business owner?
So this is where the EDGE Codex was kind of built and based upon. So EDGE stands for embodiment, devotion, or desire. Well, let's go with that. No, it's both of them together. Yep. And then there's guidance, and then there is the expansion, right? So the embodiment doesn't come from, like forcing yourself into the next level and trying to do all these things and trying to meditate and trying to do this and trying to do that, and like forcing yourself into an up level does not happen. Trust me, I know. You can ask me how I know, but I know. Like I've tried to force myself. Like there was times where I was, told that I would only be successful if I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, worked out for an hour, then meditated for half an hour, then had a shower, and then I've already done more in the first 3 hours than what most people do in a whole day. And I'm like, one, I had chronic pain, like I had endometriosis all through my body. Two, this hair is freaking long. It takes an hour just to do my hair. And three, I don't want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. If that's the only way that I'm going to be successful, like I questioned everything. And I was like, so you can do all these things and you can push yourself to do these things, but unless you actually remove the things that are keeping you where you are, you're not going to be able to do it. It's not sustainable for you. You have to actually like truly believe that what you are doing is making you successful and embodying that from like a cell DNA subconscious level.
Yeah.
Because I was doing all the things and I was like, well, it's not working, guys, not working, guys, not working, guys. But I hadn't embodied. I was still healing. I was still making excuses. I was still like in chronic pain. And so like the embodiment comes from removing the things that are not serving you, not pushing yourself forward.
Right. And is the embodiment also then like almost unconsciously not really believing that you're still worthy of that as well?
Yeah, it is, definitely. But it's getting out of that loop, right? So we all have these thought loops that kind of go around in circles. Sometimes it's the what if I's, like we what if I for everything. Like, what if I sounded more like that person? What if I had better branding? What if I did another 7-day challenge? What if and we just what if all over the place. But when you're doing the healings and when you're removing these subconscious beliefs, if you're not then acting or behaving or living, I don't necessarily like the word acting from, because to me it still feels like performance. So I like to say like living from and experiencing. Now you've healed, moving on. This is now who I choose to be and how I choose to move forward in my life.
Right.
When I was hairdressing, I had some clients that were just getting healings done every single week. Like, I'm going for another Reiki session this week. Didn't you go for one last week? Yeah, well, it didn't work because I still feel like. So she hadn't embodied that now that healing is done, and moving from that space and believing and behaving and being the new version of yourself.
Yeah.
Now that you don't have that limiting belief. Yeah. And, like you and I as well, we did the NTT together. And it's like we're shifting all these beliefs from a subconscious level, but if we're still believing that they're there on some level and we're not embodying the now that I've done that, moving forward.
Yep.
Does that make sense? So it's like, it's got to come from your body.
Yep.
You know, that's what embodiment is to me. It's like living from your body, your mind. When you're constantly thinking, you're constantly going to be going through those what if loops. What if I loops? What if I loops? But the underlying thing is probably worry, fear, doubt, procrastination and all those kind of things. And until you address that part and release those things that are not serving you anymore and being now that version of yourself, that's where people get mixed up a lot.
And I know, like, you and I have talked about this before, but it's, holding on to that old story, right? Because the story keeps you safe. The story is comfortable because I know what that story is. So this is what I've always done, or, my mum always told me this, or, that story, and releasing that story can be really powerful, but can also be really scary, because then it's like, well, who am I without this story?
Yeah, exactly. And I was doing that a lot with my pain, with the endo pain. Like, I'd gone through so many surgeries and all of this kind of stuff. And it was like, I kept thinking to myself, I don't know who I am without the pain. So if I release the pain, then I'm not going to know who I am. And that kept me stuck for a long time too. And until I started going, who am I without the pain? I can't wait to find it out. I can't wait to feel into what it's like not having pain anymore. That's going to be exciting for me. So I heard of the anti-inflammatory diet, quite a few months ago. And I was like, oh, come on. I don't want to do that. That seems like so much work and I'm already in pain. And I don't want to have to do that, because I was still stuck in the, I don't know who I am without the pain.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I released that, the next day I went to the specialist and he said, you should do the anti-inflammatory diet. And I was like, okay, diet starts tomorrow. And it actually really did. And that's been 2 months now, and I'm a completely different person because now I'm in the whole, I can't wait to find out who I am without the pain. And it's been fun. Like, I really have up-leveled like crazy, like the copy that I'm writing now and like the lives that I'm doing now. And I've started this whole Embodied CEO era Facebook group and podcast, and I'm getting guest speakers into my thing as well. And it's like, I've wanted to do that for such a long time, but I just didn't have the capacity to do it. And now that I don't have that pain, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this now, and I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to embody this, and I'm going to be that person now. And it's just been so much fun to actually uncover who I truly am without the pain and the social noise and the procrastination and the doubt and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, now I get to experience life and experiment with my business and who I am and, you know, what I want to do and all that kind of stuff. So it's definitely an important, I feel like a lot of people, they hear the word embodiment and don't really understand what it means and how it's going to affect them.
Yeah.
You know, so they're still so stuck on trying to do the mindset work. But if your body is believing those stories, even though your mind is saying, no, we don't believe that anymore, the body always wins.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like try and take action from purely mindset alone, and you've got to really force it.
Yeah.
Doing action, taking action from an embodied point of view, like I deserve this. I know I want that. I know I'm capable. I know, you know, it's just such a different level of action.
And action is the key, isn't it? Like we can, you know, when we manifest, we can visualize it and feel it. But if you're not taking action toward that, you know, you're stuck.
Yeah, 100%. I always think of it like, you know, you can sit on the lounge and hope to win the lottery. But if you don't buy a ticket, then how's the lottery going to come to you?
Exactly.
Like, like a loved one could give you money from their lottery win, but you're praying for your lottery win, but you're not playing the lottery.
Yeah.
You're relying on other people to give it to you. And like, yes, God uses other people as a channel. But they have, like, that person has to take the action and buy the freaking ticket as well. So somebody has to take some kind of action.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's funny because I always use the lotto example for my clients. Actually, I always say to them, you know, we can manifest it, we can visualize it, you can feel how it feels. But if you actually don't buy the lotto ticket, how are you going to win the lotto? And to me, I think that the action piece is the most important, because if we're not taking action and aligned action, alignment is really important. And, you know, that embodiment would come into that for sure. But if we're not taking the aligned action, it's like, it's a miracle if something comes along on your lounge.
If you're standing on a treadmill trying to walk, you know, do a bloody marathon, and it's just, you're just on the treadmill, like you're just going around and around and walking in the same spot. So
exactly. Yeah,
definitely 100%. Because that's like, I talk about the energy behind the action. And you can say to somebody, like in your copy, you can say like, buy my stuff, like it's good stuff, buy it, you know. And you can have that energy of like, please buy my stuff, please, please, someone, please buy my, I don't care who they are, I don't care if they're aligned clients, they're soulmate clients, I don't care, just somebody buy something. Or you can say, buy my stuff because it is so good and I want you to evolve with me. And so if you're evolving, then I'm evolving, and then the collective consciousness can evolve. And, you know, when you've got that frequency in your body, people can feel it. Like people are so much more switched on now with the energetic stuff than what they were 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
And it's only getting worse, like worse as in bad, worse as in like we have higher discernment than ever before. That's what I realized, and I've noticed in a lot of people. You know, they've been burnt by the coaching industry.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so many people have been burnt. So now when people purchase, like, we make sure that we are completely in it, you know.
Yeah. And offering that real transformation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for a little while. And I know that this work that you're doing hasn't always been your career, and you did just mention it before, but can you share with us what was the moment, the defining moment, that you then decided that hairdressing wasn't going to be your full-time thing, and you've then pivoted into this work that is always evolving?
Okay, so there's a bit of a story. There is a bit of a story to it. So me and my husband, we uprooted the kids and came and moved to this area that we're in now, which is like near Picton, New South Wales. And I did not know at the time that I moved to one of the most haunted places in Australia. So good job, Megan. But yeah, we moved here, and I was like, the only way I'll move here is if I open up my own salon in my house, because my kids are still little. I didn't want to have to work to put my kids in daycare. Like, that's not something that I would have liked to have done. So I said to my husband, I want to do the salon at home. And then moving to this area, I didn't really know anybody. Like, I had some clients come in, but I started to do psychic development just as a fun thing to do. A psychologist told me that I was having nightmares because I'm an empath, and that empaths make good psychics. So I was like, okay. So I started doing psychic development, and then I had a coaching that I was doing for my salon. I was getting coached, and I said to the guy, like, do you mind if I practice psychic readings on like the people in the group here? He's like, no, go for it. Don't mind at all. And every single one of them goes, you should do coaching. You should do coaching. You should do coaching. And I was like, maybe I should do coaching. And then COVID kind of like made that decision for me. And then my body just got to like, there was just too much pain, and I was pushing myself to do 12, 14-hour days hairdressing in chronic pain. I honestly don't know how I did it.
Wow.
Looking back, I'm like, damn, Megan, like, yeah. So my body kind of made that decision for me.
Yep.
But like, I miss hairdressing, yes. Because I grew up with that being my passion for all this time, but I could only help one person at a time in the chair, you know, whereas here doing coaching, like, we've got group programs and I can help. I've got clients from America and clients from the UK, and like, I'm not limited to the person that's sitting in front of me, you know, so like, I love that aspect of it as well. Like, I get to explore that. And yeah, some of the things that come out of my mouth, I'm like, wow, thank you, Spirit. That was really freaking good. Like, good job, me. Like, you know, thank you for allowing me to channel that, because that's like, it's always, I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth from minute to minute, Megan. Honestly, I have no idea.
Yep.
I kind of like that, you know, that it's always valuable, and it's always like exactly what the client needs to hear.
Yeah. That happens to me when I'm doing oracle card readings. I start to channel, and so I'm always saying to my client, I'm going to keep asking you, does that make sense? Because if I'm logically thinking about what's coming in and I'm saying, I would be like, I can't say that, I can't say that. And then it's funny, like, even months after, someone will say, oh, well, remember when you did that reading and you said this, this, and this? I'm like, no, I don't remember any of it.
No. Because like, the way I see it is, as soon as it goes through my filter and out my mouth, it's not my information to retain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't need to retain that information, so I'm not going to, you know. Like, I remember there was a lady that I read a while ago, and she had like tooth issues, and I could feel it. I'm like, oh my God, what is going on with your teeth? And I could feel her pain, and I'm like, that's not mine. Good, take it away. I don't want it. I don't want it. And she was like, I'm so sorry. Not your fault. There was the message that needed to come through for your teeth. And now that it's out, the pain's gone. Like, I don't feel it anymore. So I never hold on to that kind of, I don't need to.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
my lesson. It's not my information to hold on to. So, we're going to forget it.
Yeah. So when someone feels overwhelmed and they don't know where to start, what's the first thing that you focus on with them? So if you've got a new client and they're new to your work, they're really overwhelmed, they've got lots of blocks, like where do you start with them?
To be honest, there's a lot of people that think they have massive blocks. They feel like they have massive blocks.
Yep.
But the biggest block that they have is that they think that they're blocked.
Right, okay. So the block, right, okay. Just the thought alone.
Yeah, they think they're blocked. Yeah, so I have some people come into me and going, I've got so many blocks, I don't even know where to start. I'm like, maybe the fact that you think you have lots of blocks, let's start there. But that's the psychic part of me. It's like I can just go in and pinpoint exactly what is blocking them, where it came from, what we need to do to transmute it, hit it off, so, and then embody, well, now that that's not affecting me so much, who am I now? And leaning into that. And the more that you can lean into who you actually are as a person without the noise, that there is what it is. But so many people, their biggest block is that they think that they're blocked.
Yeah. And I think the thing is that when you, and you would know this too, is that like as a healer ourselves, we can often then start to really do the work on ourselves. But I find sometimes I get to a point where I'm like, I'm in my own way. I need to go and see someone. And, within 5 minutes, they're like, it's this, this, and this. And I'm like, yep, of course it is. And I think that's what you offer then your clients, because you're not emotionally attached to them. You don't have the story. It's not in your brain. It's not cycling through. So you can sort of cut through that straight away for them.
Yeah. So another story time. I like telling stories, like experience through stories. So after my last surgery a few years ago, I went and got a massage done, and she's like does energy work and massage together. And I was laying there and she's like, holy crap, Megan, like you are so depleted in your energy. I was like, well, yeah, it's been 6 weeks since I had major surgery. Like, it was very, very intense, a 6-hour surgery. I'm like, anyway, so she started to like send me some healing, and in my consciousness at that moment, I was like, oh, I'll help her. I'll do my own healing. So while she's doing it, I'm going to be like sending myself healing, and so that we're double dosing then. Like, of course I'm going to want a double dose. And I started to do that, and I heard clear as day in my head, like, just receive it, will you? And I went, okay, I'm just going to lay here. And I like went, all right, lay it on me. And she was like, there was at some point in your healing that I just like felt this opening for you, and I could really go in deep with the healing. And I was like, because I just allowed it to happen, and I surrendered to that moment. So yes, we can do our own healings. We're extremely clever, but sometimes trying to heal yourself and trying to receive the healing that you're giving yourself, it's two different frequencies. So when you can just like lean back and let it come, so yeah, definitely there's something in there for that.
I do enjoy going and just being the client instead of the practitioner. It's like, do anything that you want, because I'm just going to lay here.
And then they go, oh, I'm just going to do some healing in your feet. Oh, okay. Like stroke my hair while you're at it.
Oh, that's so funny. And so you've shared a lot about your personal journey. So what about a mental health and well-being point of view for you? So how do you make sure that your mental health is a priority while you're pursuing all of this work and you're doing healings on others, and, you're building this incredible business and doing this incredible work with people?
My biggest thing is music. Yeah. I love just like listening to music. Like I listen to music in the shower. I listen to music, and it just like while I'm cooking dinner, generally I'm cooking dinner, listening to music and dancing like a crazy person in my. But yeah, I kind of break up my day. So like working from home is like, even though I have my studio and my house is separate to me, I like to go, I've got 10 minutes. I'm going to go and, just fold some washing, or I'm going to go and do the dishes or anything like that. And those things really ground me. But the biggest thing I stopped asking ChatGPT for advice on how I feel, because I know how I feel, and like I stopped using ChatGPT as my therapist, because I was like, I'm experiencing this. What does ChatGPT say about it? Instead of going, you know what, I'm choosing to release that. I'm not going to buy into that anymore. Like my biggest thing is, no, I'm not buying into that anymore. Don't want anything to do with that. I stopped reading a lot of in-depth self-help books.
Yep.
Because it was like, well, I'm broken, so I need to read about how I can fix myself.
Another rabbit hole.
I'm not broken, so I don't need to fix myself. So I got rid of a whole heap of books. Still got heaps more that I'm going to donate and give away at some point.
Yeah.
So stopped really reading into those kind of things as well. And now I just like read for fun.
Yep.
And it's like, oh yeah, that's right. I like to read for fun. I enjoy reading a story that's got nothing to do with me at all, and I can just put it down and like be disconnected from it because I don't need to. Whereas, the self-development can get very intense. And when you stop looking at personal development as a way of fixing yourself, and instead like look at it as an evolution guide. Yeah, and reading the Bible has really helped me a lot with that. Like reading the Bible from a inquisitive kind of and reading the stories and reading into the stories, but not, well, how does that like, how does that affect me? And like, am I not good enough? Is that why I got like, and just like, I just don't really do any of that kind of stuff anymore. And I used to do it to fix myself, and I realize I'm not broken, so I don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah. It's that true, when you're feeling like that you don't need to look external. It's about what's within, right? I mean, it's cliched, but it's very true.
Yeah, very, very true. It's all within you. Like every answer, like I always say, you can't think yourself out of a problem. You can't think yourself out of the problem because you just keep thinking about the problem, and so that's just going to keep the problem getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
You got to feel yourself through it. It's like, what kind of outcome would I like to experience from that, and feel into that. And that's what I want to create. And then your body, you'll be guided. So that's the G part in the EDGE Codex is guided. So when you are embodied, when you're leading from desire, like not what does my coach think I should be doing, like what do I actually want to do? How do I actually want to build a business? What does that actually look like for me? Do I want a private jet? Do I want to make multiple millions of dollars a month, or am I really content with making $20,000, $30,000 months? Like once you lead from that desire, you get real clear on that, and you will be guided in everything that you need. God is always guiding you.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can't hear it because you're stuck in your head.
Yeah.
But when you actually really listen to your body and listen to that intuitive energy that's flowing, like God is within all things, like the pen, the laptop, you. Yeah. And when you allow God to really guide you and surrender and trust to that, like your life will be so different.
Yeah.
So different, and you trust it, but there's so many people that don't trust themselves. Even people making $50,000 months, $100,000 months still don't trust themselves. And it's like, what if we just trusted ourselves and trusted divine guidance more? So that's a big, big part of what I do. Like I'm taking people through intuitive development, not necessarily so they can do psychic readings, but to enhance their intuition and use that to scale their business instead of trying to find the perfect copy and all that kind of stuff. Because, you can't think your way out of it. You need to be guided, whether it's, through somebody else's guidance or through your own internal guidance. Either way, there's nothing that you can't get through when you just use your body and use your intuition as guide.
And so that embodiment, like the work that you're doing, is that then is it a collection of like clearing beliefs and getting your body ready to be able to meet the next level of where you can be operating from? Like, is it like, what is it? Is it energetics then within your body? Is it your physical body? Like, is it the whole thing? Can you explain?
Caboodle, mate. Yeah, whole kit and caboodle. So like your body is constantly sending signals to you, constantly. Like whether it's a burp because you're releasing energy, or whether your gut is having like issues with your gut, or you're feeling heaviness on your shoulders. It's generally there's something energetic that's going on in there, right? The somatic experience is your link. God talks to you through your body, not necessarily through your mind. So when, you clear all that stuff out, you're able to step into who you actually came here to be. And then you take an action from that.
Love that.
Yeah, it's like, like, oh, am I supposed to be like her? Am I supposed to be like her? No, you're supposed to be like you. And they've come out now that there's like, the energetic levels, like joy is really high energetics and love's a really high energetics. Energetics that is even higher vibrational than love is actually authenticity. So it's like removing the noise, removing that bullshit. And a lot of the bullshit that you're holding on to is probably actually regurgitated nonsense. They come from some bozo who thought that they were doing the best for you by warning you about this certain thing. And it's like, and also got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of it. You didn't come here to hold on to other people's limiting beliefs. You came here to be a force. You came here to bring your full essence forward. And I honestly believe with all of my heart and all of my soul that the more people who are just truly their most happy, joyful, authentic self, like the collective is going to raise its consciousness. The frequency of the earth, like there's so much shit that is going on in the earth at the moment. And if you can rise above it and go, well, am I my most happy, joyful, authentic self? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we all have that same purpose in our life. Everyone's searching like, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? Am I supposed to do healings? Am I supposed to do psychic? Am I supposed to be an embodiment coach? Am I supposed to be a business coach? Am I supposed to be a hairdresser? Am I supposed to be a dog walker? Like, what's my purpose? That is the path, not the purpose. Purpose and path are two different things. And we always think that our purpose is our path, and it's not true. We all, in my opinion, what I've channeled, every single person on the planet has one purpose. To be your most happy, joyful, authentic self. Money will come from that. Impact will come from that. Clients will come from that. Dogs walking up to you in the street because they trust you come from that. Like everything comes from that. When you nail that, like me being my most happy, joyful, authentic self is giving you permission to be your most happy, joyful, authentic self, which is then giving somebody else permission to be their most joyful, authentic self. And it's just that ripple effect that just
it's beautiful.
Goes out and out and out. So stop asking what your purpose is because of that. And start asking what path is going to allow me to be that to the fullest of my ability. Because like even, somebody who is washing a dog, for instance, like a dog washer, if that dog washer is her most happy, joyful, authentic self, then the dogs are going to be in a better mood and they're going to respond better to the bathing. And then your clients, the human aspect of that, they're going to go, oh my God, I love it when you come around. I'm like, my dogs just love it when you come around. And then they're their most happy, joyful, authentic self in that moment as well. So it's just like, so ask yourself what path. Not what your purpose is.
What's your true north? Like, where's your true north path, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just be happy, just be joyful, just be authentic. And like I said, the money, the impact, all those dreams and things that you have that you want, you will become an energetic match for just by that one thing.
Yeah, I love that. It's beautiful. And so with all this energy work that you do and all the spiritual channeling, and how do you keep yourself grounded when you feel like you're like, whoa, I need to bring myself back to earth? What sort of things do you do to ground yourself? Have you got any rituals or things that always work for you?
My mind instantly went to, why do we have to ground ourselves? Like, can't we just all live in clouds all the time? Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, we can, but
so I think my neighbors must think that I'm like one cookie weirdo, because I generally walk around my front yard and I'll be channeling and doing different things, but I'll be walking around my front yard most of the time with my shoes off, or I'll be sitting on the front grass just channeling and doing all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of actually grounded as I'm channeling. I feel like it's more powerful for me. If it's raining or really, really cold, then I'll be walking around my studio just in a big loop going around and around. So I don't have to think about where I'm going. I just know where I'm going. But walking around like that really helps. But like I said earlier, like I'll just, go into the house and like tidy up a little bit, and it gives me a break away from the computer and, just gets me back into my body again, like that. So they almost, I don't really care. But they're like, oh, there she is again, talking into a phone and walking around the front yard like a weirdo.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That's their thing, not yours.
Exactly. Like you should wish that you what I was saying, because it was powerful.
Yeah, exactly. So it's when we're pottering around the house and doing things, often it's that mindless thing that we're doing, isn't it? That we sort of for me, mindless stuff also brings me really back to the present. Like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, yes, I'm emptying the dishwasher, or, oh, I'm doing this, and I'm all of a sudden very present again.
The thing that's kind of like really like elevated my energy is that I give myself a goddess shower every morning. So that's the only real ritual that I have. I don't really have like when I'm coming on live or to do a reading, I'll just do some breathing exercises. I'll generally either hold my pyrite or my clear quartz that is around here somewhere. And I'll just do like a little, like, please allow this to be the most powerful reading. I don't care if I've read you 50 times. Every time I want it to be the most powerful reading you've ever had in your entire life. That's generally really the only things that I do. But this goddess shower, it's like, like smelling the products that you use and really enjoying that hot water washing over you. And like, that's the time that I am really, really conscious and just really in that present moment. I'm not thinking about business or this or that or anything else like that. Generally, I'll come out of the shower and have a really good idea. So I always have my phone near me so I can make a note of that. But that goddess shower, you should try it. It's very powerful. Very, very powerful.
The power of the water and cleansing is just really beautiful as well, isn't it? And I love jumping into the shower if I want to shift something, or if I feel emotional and I'm going to cry something out. I love to do that in the shower because I'm also visual. I love knowing that I'm crying, and then I can literally see like the tears going down the drain. So for me, it feels like it's like, one, I'm cleansing, but also I know that I've shifted that energy and it's actually gone down the drain.
Yeah. So I used to do that, like, and I still do when I feel like I need to. I would like turn the shower off and stud. Like, I would put shampoo in my hair, put face wash on my face, just stud my body up and visualize that they're the hard feelings, or that's the whatever I want to release. Then I'll turn the shower on and just watch it all just run through the drain. And it was I got rid of my own postnatal depression from that. Like, I could see myself spiraling because I've witnessed depression, and but I didn't know any of this stuff at that time. Like, my son, he's now 16 next week.
Wow.
I was like in the shower and I was like just washing. I'm like, all these hard, hurtful, sad feelings that I have. I feel a bit emotional talking about that. I didn't realize I was going to still but yeah, I was like, now I know what I was doing. But back then I was like, I just got to get rid of it. And maybe if I wash it down the drain and let water just take it wherever it needs to go, like,
wow.
Yeah, that I would. And I actually, I feel like I healed myself from that depression, because I really could have spiraled at that moment and I chose not to.
Wow. So your intuition was really on point even then, and you didn't even realize it. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So being a spiritual healer myself, I understand that people can be a little bit skeptical about the work and the space that we're in. So what would you say to someone who's curious about the work that you do, but they're not quite sure if they believe in it?
Well, the first thing would be just open up your mind a little bit. Like, just, what if it did work?
So the what if.
What if this actually, like, what if in a good way? Like, not what if I, change my branding for the 50,000th time? What if I, started working with embodied CEOs instead of but the what if in a good way, like, what if this actually worked? What if this is the key to the thing that I've been trying to unlock for all this time? Like, what if this is the best thing that I could possibly do for myself right now?
Yeah.
And changing into that kind of, I had one client that I was reading, and she's like 45 minutes into the session, and she goes, oh, cool. She gave me nothing for 45 minutes, nothing. And these sessions are like, they're fairly expensive. For 45 minutes, nothing, not a thing. And then she goes, oh, yeah, cool. And I go, what? Can I ask what that was for? Like, she's like, well, I've been waiting for you to say a certain word this whole time, and you haven't said the word until now. So now I'll pay attention. And I said, so you haven't been paying attention for the past 45 minutes because I didn't say that word earlier? And she goes, yeah. And I said, okay, well, the replay is going to be very interesting for you then. The replay. So she was like closed off for that 45 minutes, waiting for me to say this specific word.
Wow.
And I don't know why it didn't come through at the beginning. Like, maybe that was her lesson, to be a bit more open.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's people that I've read as well, and I'm like, I can feel your heart is closed off. She goes, yeah, well, we'll just see what happens in this session. I go, okay, well, I can't read you in this particular energy. Right. So then we'll go through like an opening, like visualization, where she's like uncovering her heart a little bit, breaking down some of those barriers, and then I can read her so easily. Yeah. And I'm like, if this wasn't true, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah. Isn't it interesting though that they come on, like they pay the money and they come on the call, but then they're closed off? You sort of think, why? I mean, there's got to be something in it, but it's just really curious, isn't it? Because usually I'm assuming that, 99% of the work that you do with people are like, I'm here, I can't wait, like, what have you got?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. So I've pre-opened and we're good to go. I'm like, I could feel you opening 5 minutes ago. Like, yes, we're good to go. Things were coming through while you were opening, because, you know, you have that conversation. It's like, how long ago did you open, I wonder? Oh, that's when that idea came through for you. Yeah, okay, no worries. But it's like you believe in Wi-Fi. Can't see Wi-Fi, but you believe this little black box is going to connect you to the internet. You know, you can't see electricity, but you know that as soon as you turn on the lights, as soon as you turn on the switch, the lights are going to glow.
Yeah.
You know, so why not?
Yeah.
Why not believe in this external, it's external, internal, collective consciousness energy that runs through all things.
Yeah. Yeah. So interesting, isn't it? People are fascinating, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. Really are. I get it. Yeah, I laugh internally sometimes. I'm like, that was really funny that you said that. Okay, cool. No judgment, just find it interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And so what's the rest of 2026 got in store for you? Seeing though we're the year of the fire horse, and you know, there's lots of change happening from a planetary point of view as well. So what have you got going on between now and the end of the year?
Well, next week I'm starting a 7-day free embodiment transmission immersion thing. The word left my head. So I'm doing a 7-day free energy immersion. It's called Magic Mission Money.
Ooh.
That starts on Monday. So if you want to be in on that, so that's the 23rd of March, because it's my son's birthday. So it's a good day to start this kind of stuff. But I've always got something kooky hooking up all the time. I'm so divinely guided that when I get a message from spirit and I'm like all of my being is responding to it, like my body will always feel like getting up and moving when a divine download comes through and it's meant for me.
Yeah.
And my body would just kind of relax, like, no, I'm not going to do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I get that physical reaction within my body. So when I feel like I need to take action on something, you can almost guarantee that I have a sales page or I have the thing cooked up within minutes of receiving that.
Yeah.
Releasing energy from that. So, you know, even if you're watching this like in a couple of months' time or whenever you get around to watching it, there will be something kooky that I've decided to do at the last minute and just completely guided. Yeah, okay, let's do that then. You know, so.
And so people, if they start to follow you on Facebook, then, you know, they'll get updates of anything that you're offering at that time and how they can connect in with you and any work that they can do with you.
Yeah, and I also got the Embodied CEO era Facebook group as well. So get into there and you'll get like updates all the time.
Yeah. Okay, good. And the other thing that I was just going to ask you quickly is what sort of things is there any, I don't want to say trends, but is there anything that you're noticing of a repetition of things that clients are coming to you at the moment that you're thinking, oh, that's interesting. That was the same as that person. And that was it. Is there any, you know what I mean, from a trend point of view? I don't mean trend, but is there anything that you're constantly working with your clients at the moment that is quite curious because it seems to be common in your clients?
Yeah, I feel like surrender and trust. There's so many people, they want to surrender, they just don't know how. They want to surrender, but there's always that but that's there. Like, how do I trust that that's for me? Like, you know, there's just this such inner kind of thing, like, you know, was that ego? Was that intuition? Was that ego? Was that intuition? How can I trust more? I don't know how to trust. How do I surrender? I don't know how to surrender. And it's like when you are really, truly, honestly embodied, like that's that last E of the EDGE is that, you know, expansion kind of thing. Like when you are truly embodied and you truly trust and the expansion part you don't need to work at. It just happens as a byproduct of the other three, the embodiment and the desire and the guidance. Expansion is only like a natural evolution of who you are.
There's no choice.
Yeah, you don't need to really do it. But that is sometimes the hardest part for a lot of people is the surrendering and that trust that comes from it. I have so many people that are like, how do I surrender though? How do I trust though? Well, that's when you come and work with me and I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
But my thing is, the more that you can trust yourself, the bigger your life is going to be, right? So you can start those trust exercises in a small way just by following through with the promises that you have to yourself. So if you say, I'm only going to drink water for the rest of the day, you make sure you only drink water for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you've lied to yourself. And then how can you trust yourself if you just keep lying to yourself?
Yeah.
That's that action that we were talking about earlier. It's like, if you receive some kind of guidance and you say, I'm definitely going to action that on this day, you do everything you possibly can to make sure that happens.
Yep.
Or you intentionally pivot.
Yeah.
So you acknowledge, I know I said I was going to do X, Y, Z. I'm now going to do this instead. Yep. So you're telling your cells, your DNA and your subconscious, yes, you can trust me. I know what I said. And also now I feel like doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't just go and do it and you think, oh, well, nobody's going to know that I lied to myself.
Yeah.
You know you lied to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you say, I said I'm going to go on this anti-inflammatory diet, I've stuck to the anti-inflammatory diet. Yep. So I'm telling myself that I can trust myself, that what I say, that's why other people trust you, like your best friend or your kids trust you, because you follow through with what you tell them that you're going to do.
Yeah.
So you can do that for yourself.
Yeah. Amazing.
Like your trust levels will increase so much just from that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we literally only have a couple of minutes left. So I'm going to ask you the same question that I love to ask all of my guests before we finish our conversation. So, Megan, what is one lesson or truth that you've learned on your journey that you wish you had known earlier?
Back to that trust. Always trust yourself. Like the times that I didn't listen to myself never works.
Yeah.
Like I've done it all, Megan. Like, I've been doing this for a long time and I've basically done it all.
Yep.
And one of the biggest reasons why it took me so long to get to the point where I am now is because I would trust myself when I was in channel mode. Like whatever came out of my mouth, I trusted that client needed to hear, or that transmission needed that thing or that. Like I don't even pre-plan my visualizations or my meditations, nothing. I'm like, whatever comes through, comes through. But then as soon as I would stop doing that, I'll be like, oh my God, like I don't trust myself. Was that the right thing to do? And I was constantly worried that I was doing it wrong.
Right. You weren't trusting.
Just didn't trust myself. That's it comes down to, do you trust yourself to bring your full essence forward? Do you trust yourself that you are always living in your highest of timeline for your highest of good? Do you always trust yourself that even though you don't look particularly fancy in that selfie, that it's going to have the impact that you want it to?
Yeah.
Do you trust that you've got the right intentions behind it? Like nothing is more powerful than trust.
Whew. And it's a beautiful way for us to wrap up that conversation. I love it. Thank you. I've loved spending this time with you. I love spending any time with you because you're amazing, and
thank you.
And I have no doubt that anybody that's watching this will have lots of notes written, I suggest, and hopefully that they're following you and doing some work with you. So thank you for being you.
Oh, well, thank you for having me and allowing me to express myself at this capacity. It's like, I always love talking to you too. We always get along so well.
We do, don't we?
Hilarious. And then you always go, why don't we hang out more often? Life.
Yes. So thank you. And I'd also like to thank all of my amazing and dedicated audience, the supporters, and again to my sponsors. I hope that everybody has an amazing rest of the week, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Thank you again, Megan.
Thank you.